Welcome to February of 2021. This is going to be a very short one. I kept February as simple as possible. Wasn't really sure what I wanted to do getting into it, but I ended up finding a little bit of inspiration. I did use some of my new sticker books from the Happy Planner collection, which if you've watched any of my other videos, you know I love them because they're just such good go-tos. So for February, I decided to do like the rose gold coppery color, as well as some blues and greens and some branches and such, just because it felt springy, fresh, but it's still winter. If that makes sense. It's a nice balance. Bring some happiness into the planner. I do flip through pretty much 3 whole books just to kind of find some things that make me happy. Like I said, I kept February super simple this month because I have started implementing separate journals. This is my catch-all for all of my main events, so like my cleaning lists and stuff, bits and bobs that I remember I need to do that I can write down while I'm out and about, because I carry my bullet journal with me everywhere. And then I have separate journals for separate things. So I have an actual housekeeping book where I keep my grocery list now, as well as meal planning. And then I also keep my cleaning lists in there that has actual checklists, which I actually love that extension packet. It really came in handy. It helps remind me that I need to jump back in and do certain things because I keep it on my fridge. That way it's front and center, not out of sight, out of mind. And then I have a separate journal for actually journaling, so I no longer do my big, not necessarily brain dumps. I do still brain dump in my bullet journal, but like when I'm having one of those really hectic days and I just need to write out my feelings, I have an actual separate journal for that. So my bullet journal has become pretty much just a planner. It's not really, it's sort of a catch-all of my little things, so that way I can redisperse them into where they belong. So here you can see I am staying with my normal vertical calendar. I decided not to do a box calendar this month. I don't really have a lot going on this month, so I figured this would be pretty simple. Keep it straightforward, save me from having to make a bunch of boxes and do out a bunch of lines. Which I actually really like the way I layered my stickers this month. Normally I'm not big on layering. I am starting to really experiment with how to lay them, how to make them more aesthetically pleasing and not look like a kindergartner just decided to start sticking some stuff in my book. And then on the right I have my budget, which I always have. This is where I kind of keep tabs. Although I am a huge Excel nerd. And I actually spent my vacation in December budgeting for the next 4 years. I've got everything accounted for. I've got a category. I've got everything with algorithms. It's beautiful for those of us who love Excel. So this is really where I can just kind of check in, see what I need to pay, so that way when I have my payday, I can pay my bills on my lunch, rather than having to pull that Excel file from my Google Drive. So this is where I just kind of put out my auto deposits, where my direct deposit automatically goes into my sinking funds. And then on the bottom is where the bills are that I actually need to pay. So the ones that I have to go in, the amount changes each month depending on how much I budgeted. And ones that I don't keep on auto pay because I hate auto pay with a burning passion. Once I get paid, take my money. Just go ahead, take it. You're gonna take it anyway. So that way I know what I actually have left. And that's why I do my bills this way. Which, if you've seen previous videos, you know that I have my amounts next to them, which I didn't have my Excel file up, so I didn't fill them in today. And then under each 900, that's how much I have direct deposited into my checking strictly for bills. That is where I will do my little X's. So 1 slash means I've scheduled it, the 2nd slash means it's actually come out of my account. So here I'm adding in a few stickers. I actually really love the arc of this branch, but it didn't fit where I wanted it to. So I decided to stick it kind of in the corner. Don't be afraid to cut your stickers. It's okay if they run off. If anything, it makes it feel a lot more intentional, to me at least. I mean, it may seem a little unintentional because you had to cut it, but I like the look of the runoff. And then I'm jumping straight into the first week of February because I didn't have to put anything else in there. Normally I have my grocery list, my meal plans, my brain dump, just word vomit section, but I don't need that anymore because I've got my separate binders, or well, planners. So I decided to do the little wreaths for each day, and you'll see that I add number stickers for the days of the week, and then I'll go back in and pin in the actual days. This is the usual setup that I have for each week. This just seems to be the best division of space for me. It's what I utilize the best. I find that when I have smaller, thinner sections, it's not enough room to write for me. I just feel cramped. So I find that I gravitate towards this layout because I feel like I've got sufficient space to write down everything I need. So here I am going in the stickers for the days, the numeric days of the week. And I put them off to the top corner. I just thought it looked a little cuter because I knew I was going to go back in with my pen and actually pin in the days. Which, one of my goals for this year is to practice my handwriting or calligraphy at least once a week. So far in January, it hasn't really worked out that way, but I'm making an effort, and that's what matters. It's a matter of keep jumping back in no matter how many times you fall off. And then here on the right, normally I have a notes section, but I decided to do all of my baby steps. So all the little goals that I've set for this year, this is where they're going to be broken down each week, kind of like a habit tracker, just to kind of keep it front and center so that way I remember, hey, this is what I need to be focused on. And that line right there, oh my god, I almost cried when I did that one. I ended up trying to go back in with a white gel pen to kind of cover it. It doesn't work, not even close. So I accepted my failure and realized that I just had to cover it up completely with a brand new piece of paper. You see, it wasn't even worth it. Shouldn't have wasted my time. So, as I always do, I went to the back of my book and decided to cut out a little sliver. Because this, honestly, is the best fix you can have. Just go ahead, dedicate the last page in your book to a scrap page. That way you can cut it out when needed and just paste it in. Cover up your mistakes. And then what's crazy is I realized I had to go back in and redraw that line, and I got so nervous I was going to screw it up again. But thankfully I didn't. So I just went back in, redrew out those 7 boxes, one for each day, because those are my daily tasks. My Happy Mail, I'm going to be doing, I want to do at least one a week. Handwriting, I need to practice once a week. And I had to flip back because I couldn't remember if there was anything else. So if you saw my 2021 setup, you know that I was planning on dividing everything out, which is where that page is for. And I remembered that I needed to add in an outing because I believe we're going to be taking a trip with some friends for a couple days to a cabin. So I added it in this week. Now, I felt that these 2 pages were kind of lacking something, so I decided to go back in, add some more flourishes, add in that rose gold coppery color a little bit more, make it feel a little more intentional, since I had those speckles on the front page. And I add them both here and there, and see, I overlaid it over the page again, so that way I could just trim it. That one looks really intentional, and I almost wish I had done the other one a little off the page, but it's too late now. Added in a little greenery to bring it in from the first page, again making everything feel a little more intentional. Then I came back to the front and I decided that I really wanted a quote on top of those speckles on the left hand side, so I decided on "You are enough." Final little touches, because Saturday and Sunday are my errand days, so I figured I would add some check boxes just to kind of remind me that, hey, here's where you can write out the stuff you need to do and just check them off as you go. Like I said, guys, February was short, simple, sweet, nothing too crazy, but just enough to bring an aesthetic, pleasing look to it. I hope you guys enjoyed setting up with me, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye, guys.